Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Heidi. I'm completely blind, so I don't look directly at you, but I promise I'm right here with you. So I'm very excited for today's video because today is a very different video for me. Today we are going to sniff samples. I've tested these out over the last 4 weeks or so, and I cannot wait to tell you what I think of them. So what happened is I got many of these samples free, I'm telling you, because I bought this discovery set of Juliet Has a Gun, and then I was sent 2 samples with it. And then I bought another fragrance, Princess by Kilian, and I was also sent 2 samples. So 4 of these samples are free of charge, fairly new releases, and yeah, I can't wait to show you. I've got 5 fragrances that are fairly recent, and then I'll just very quickly go over the discovery set of Juliet Has a Gun because most of those fragrances are quite old, so I'm sure you know it by now. So friends, I have to tell you, when I saw the prices of some of these fragrances, I had to go and lie in a darkened room with a damp cloth on my forehead. Okay, not so bad, but you know what I mean. Oh my gosh. Now, you know, no judgment for people who spent that amount of money on one perfume. Really, I get it. I get it. Some people would rather have one very expensive bottle of perfume rather than having 12 to 15 more affordable perfumes. I get it, because it's all about the experience and how it makes us feel, right? But now I'm also asking for no judgment, because I thought, now if I fall in love with any of these fragrances, I might want to look whether there's a Middle Eastern inspiration of it. Yes, I've said it. I'm not taking it back. There it is. Judge me all you like. Because these prices. Anyway, enough rambling. Also, please excuse the fact that I don't have the bottles on screen. I would love to show you the bottles. I've tried, I've asked ChatGPT how can I download it with my speech program on my computer, and ChatGPT gave me advice, but it did not work. So I'm still trying to figure it out, because I'm sure there must be a way. Perhaps by the time this video come up, I've miraculously found a way, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab one and talk about it. Oh, so this, I've got the new Parfums de Marly, the Athenaïs by Parfums de Marly. What a beautiful scent. And I can already tell you, while I tested it out, I got a compliment. Yes, I did. I think it's quite the compliment getter. This is an orange blossom fragrance. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Orange blossom, and it dries down to something more powdery, a powdery orange blossom fragrance. So it opens bright and almost juicy, and then it dries down to something more powdery. The lasting power on this is beast mode. But let me tell you, and perhaps I'm crazy, I hope I'm not crazy, but this, when I smelled it, I immediately thought, but this reminds me of something. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Libre, but without the lavender, and a bit more bright and a bit more light-hearted than Libre. That is what I get. And I think it's the orange blossom that gives me that feel of Libre, but this is really, really a very special, very nice perfume, and I would definitely check whether there's a dupe of it. I will. Okay, I'm going to read you the notes. So Athenaïs by Parfums de Marly was launched in 2026. In the top there's Neroli, Bergamot and Yuzu. In the mid there's Orange Blossom, Jasmine, Sambac and Mahonial. And in the base there's Vanilla, Tonka Bean and Amber. It's really, really, really pretty. I guess it's that neroli that gives it a bit of powderiness. Yeah, it's orange blossom and powder. That is really what my nose picks up. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, now the next one was an interesting one, and that is Insimbi Oud by Fugazi. I don't even know how to pronounce these niche names. Fugazi, I think. Now, Insimbi means iron in Zulu. Zulu is one of the South African languages. I cannot speak Zulu, but apparently Insimbi means iron. Now, this is plain and simple, a very woody, earthy, spicy kind of fragrance. The first time I smelled this one, I was a bit appalled. I was like, oh no, this is too much. This is too much. But let me tell you, the more I wore this one, the more I fell in love with it. I don't know if I would want to wear it in front of people, but there's something in here that is very, very nice. There's also a chocolatiness to it, but a very bitter chocolate, like a cocoa almost. You know, the chocolate that you will find in Chocolate Addict by French Avenue. And I hate that fragrance, but somehow I really like this one. Bitter, chocolatey, earthy, woody, spicy. It's a very dark fragrance. It lasts forever. I went to bed with it the other night and I thought, oh my goodness, I feel so luxurious. This is definitely not the same vibe. Blind buy, I can tell you that. Let me read you the notes, and then there's something interesting about it. So, Insimbi Oud by Fugazi is a unisex fragrance, definitely unisex. It was launched in 2026 and it's an oriental woody fragrance. In the top there's chocolate and cedar wood. In the mid there's truffle, bergamot, butter, cocoa and cardamom. And in the base there's oud, geranium, labdanum, myrrh, osmanthus and frankincense and akigali wood. I don't get bergamot or osmanthus, nothing of that. I just get those dark compositions. Now, hear what they say on Fragrantica about this fragrance. The composition centers on oud, presented through a dry, warm and woody structure, inspired by the earth and heat of South Africa. Yes, I was so chuffed when I saw that. I was like, oh my word, are my eyes, or rather my ears, deceiving me when I heard that? So yeah, that is Insimbi, inspired by South Africa. Don't think South Africa smell like that, but anywho's, who am I? Well, no, not who am I to say. I am to say because I live in South Africa. Okay, I guess will have to edit this video quite a lot because I have to check my dress consistently because it wants to flap open here, and that's not something I necessarily want, you know. So the next one is Lift Me Up by Initio. Now, Lift Me Up is not so new. It was launched in 2025. And I would love to know if any of you have smelled this fragrance before, because, okay, let me first tell you what I get with this fragrance. This is a very creamy, tonka bean, warm fragrance. When I heard Lift Me Up, I thought the name suggested to me that it will be a citrusy. I already finished this one, it seems. Oh no, there. It's a very warm fragrance, and I thought it would be very citrusy with a name like Lift Me Up, but it is a very comforting fragrance to my nose. Like I say, warm, slightly lactonic, creamy. There's tonka in there, you know, giving it that absolutely typical tonka vibe. But what I can tell you is that this smells to me, and once again, call me crazy, I've got a dupe of Vanilla Sex by Tom Ford, and that is Sexy Vanilla by Fragrance World. This smells to me, like the Vanilla Sex DNA mixed with or crossed with or combined with Swiss Arabian Oud Tonka. Honestly, that is what I get. And nowhere on the internet did I see that someone draws that similarity. I've asked ChatGPT because I was, oh my goodness, now I'm going to come here and tell you this is what it smells like. And, you know, I don't want to make a complete fool of myself. And ChatGPT also said, no, it's not the same. But I kid you not, that is what I get. And also, similar to Athenaeus, when I first smelled this, I thought immediately, I know this fragrance. I know this fragrance. It was such a certainty. So that is what I get. I get that vanillic creaminess almost of Vanilla Sex, almost that sexiness. And then I get that dark, sweet tonka of Shoggoth Oud Tonka. That is it. So let me read you the notes. So Lift Me Up by Initio is a unisex fragrance that was launched in 2025. It's an oriental floral fragrance. In the top, there's magnolia, bergamot. In the heart, there's tonka and ylang ylang. And in the base, there's vanilla and musk. And you see, what I mostly get is just the tonka and the vanilla. I don't get that sort of tropical vibe of ylang ylang. So I'm quite confused by this fragrance, to be quite honest with you. So yeah, okay, that is it. And then not last before we get to the Julieta as the gun sample. Okay, and this is Portobello Road by Memo. Now, oh, and I want to say also that Lift Me Up also lasts forever, just like Portobello Road. Your Portobello Road probably lasts more than 12 hours. And that is remarkable for a freshie. So Portobello Road, what I mostly get in this fragrance is a very lemon, bright, fresh, also slightly herbal smell. I thought perhaps there's basil in here, or you know, something along those lines, because it smells quite green, quite fresh, very refreshing, perfect for summer. To my nose, that very green note is just bothering me a tiny bit, but it is a bright and happy. This is a lift me up. For me, this is a lift me up. Like I say, lemon, strong. What I get is strong citruses, very strong, with a bit of herbalness, almost like Wu Zingy from Paris Corner. It is so good. It is really good. So Portobello Road by Memo was launched in 2025. It is unisex, and you see in the top there's green leaves, mandarin orange, and myrtle, whatever that is. In the mid, there's clary sage and rose. And in the base, there's rain notes, asphalt, vetiver, and patchouli. Yeah, rain notes. You know what? Now that my nose is searching for it, it's really picking it up. Yeah, so there's that greenness of the green leaves of the sage, there's that lemon, and then there's a slight wateriness. A slight wateriness, so quite aquatic as well. Really a nice fragrance, and look, very, very high quality. This is not going to leave you for the whole day, even though it is a freshie. Okay, then we're going to go over the Julieta as a Gun Discovery set, and I'm going to start with Banana Rush because that has been a new release. There you go. So this is quite, oops, oh, this is the wrong way around. Okay, so we've got Banana Rush, we've got Vanilla Vibes, we've got Pear Ink, not a perfume, which is a bigger, larger bottle. We've got Lust for Sun, Ode to Dullness, and Miami Shake. Okay, so the Banana Rush is a heavily, overly, dramatically sweet banana. This is not like I don't know, like you've just peeled the banana. Oh, this is tooth-achingly sweet. And I think, and I've heard this a lot, that must be due to the maple syrup. It is sweet, it is syrupy, it is sticky, it is banana, but it almost smells like, you know, when you cook or fry, when you fry a banana. Imagine you are frying a banana on the stove and you are mixing maple syrup with that. Or you are putting that fried banana on a slice of toast and you add that syrup. But you add a whole lot of syrup, so much that you almost won't be able to eat it, right? That is what I get with Banana Rush. It's too sweet. And the fact of the matter is, I love sweet fragrances. I mean, I love sweet fragrances. I don't have a problem with sweet, but this is too much, and it's on a weird pitch that just doesn't work for me. I don't know. Oh, it's so sweet. Perhaps I would have been able to tolerate it in body mist form. I don't know. But let's read the notes. Banana Rush by Juliette Has a Gun is a unisex fragrance. It was launched in 2026. It's oriental vanilla fragrance. In the top, there's maple syrup and banana. In the mid, there's frangipani and coconut. Oh, really now? And in the base, there's vanilla and sandalwood. Don't really get frangipani. I just get that maple syrup and that banana. It's so sweet. No, it's too sweet. Okay, now I'm just quickly gonna go over the other fragrances. I'm not gonna read notes here, just in case you were wondering about them. So Vanilla Vibes, for me, plain and simple, smells like a salty vanilla. It almost, a salty solar vanilla. To my nose, it smells almost like Olympia, but a lighter, more vanillic Olympia. I don't have place on my arms. Oh, yeah, no, now I just smell the Insimbi there. I don't know where to spray it. Oh, no. Yeah, I just go off memory. So that is really what I get with Vanilla Vibes. With Pear Ink, I was so excited because I absolutely adore pear fragrances. I went through the entire sample, and what I can tell you is that I can barely smell it. Please let me know, do you also have the same experience with Pear Ink? It's a very nice, bright pear that almost have a citrusy edge to it. But if I tell you I can smell it for 20 seconds, I'm being very generous. And I really pressed my nose very, very close to my skin, and still I just couldn't find it. And I was thinking perhaps it's because it's in sample form. Perhaps, you know, I was quite confused by this fragrance because I think I would have loved it if I could only smell it. Then Not a Perfume is the one that I smelled in store, and I fell in love with Not a Perfume. As we know, that is a your skin but better kind of fragrance. It is a tiny bit salty. Even on my skin, it draws a tiny bit citrusy. The only issue is, and I know it's the point of this fragrance, oh, and it's slightly sweet as well. It's really very nice. I went through this whole 5 ml. My only issue is, I'm okay if I buy a perfume that's called Not a Perfume and it's supposed to be a skin scent if others can't smell it. But goodness, I want to smell it. At least I want to smell it, because otherwise, what is the point? And I think the point of this fragrance is really that it's supposed to be a layering scent, to serve as sort of a woody, your skin but better kind of first layer to a perfume, to ground it a bit. But I don't know, I'm not sold on that idea. I love this perfume for the 2 minutes perhaps that I can smell it, but then, like I say, it's just like it's gone. And I think that is what this perfume is supposed to be. But I sort of feel like the emperors with these new clothes with this perfume on, you know. I believe I have perfume on, but no one else can tell, and I can't tell as well. So I don't think I will be investing in a bottle. Then I think my favorite is Lust for Sun. I don't know, do you guys know this one? I really fell in love with it. And the moment I smell it, I thought, oh, is there ylang ylang in here? It smells like white and yellow florals. It smells a tiny bit tropical, but definitely flowery. I wish I could smell it now. It smells bright and it just smells like you are in the sun, but still very floral. And I like it, and it almost smells like, you know, I unboxed Tabby's Tropical Island and I didn't like it in the beginning of the month. Well, I've tried it and now it reminds me sort of Lust for Sun. So I really, really like it. This one I would actually consider getting a full bottle of. Then I tried Oud for Dullness, or Ode for Dullness rather, Ode to Dullness. Ode to Dullness. There you go. So this, to my nose, in the opening of the fragrance, almost smells like a sweet fabric softener. That is what I get. A sweet fabric softener, and it's really nice. It's soft, it's sweet, it's a bit woodsy, but yeah, I can't agree more. It's dull. It's really dull. I thought in the beginning, oh, I like this, but this is a fragrance that starts to irritate me after a while. And then lastly, Miami Shake, which opens so nice, almost like a strawberry milkshake. It smells pink, but then it turns rubbery and plasticky on my skin, at least a few times I've tried it. It almost smells, it smells very nice in the opening, but then it turns to become a bit synthetic, and I don't know, I don't know if you have that experience as well, but that is my experience with that. Okay, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know if you would want more of these videos. I know it's a bit of a drawback that I can't show the bottle, so I'm not sure whether you would want to see more sample videos, but if you do, I can certainly do that. And yeah, thank you for all your love and support. I appreciate you as always. Bye for now.